Hello, fellow guitar players. Hey, Craig Allen here once again with another guitar review for you, and here's one that I've been meaning to do for quite some time. One of my favorite guitars here. Can you guess what it is? Yeah, that's right. It is not a Fender. Well, it is a Fender, but it's a Squier. Squier Stratocaster. There's a long story behind this thing, and I'm not going to tell you the whole story because that'd just take up too much time, but I will tell you a little bit about it. I picked this up in Des Moines, Iowa back in 1986. I was playing with a band called Life, actually Sunshine Express at the time, family type entertainment, with a company called American Entertainment Productions, and I traded a Michael Schenker Jester Flying V Area Pro 2, which I wish I still had, but I really don't regret getting this thing. This has become one of my main guitars over time, and the body is beat up to prove it to you, but not too beat up. It's still in good working conditions, which just goes to show you that these Strats are really built for a lot of abuse and use, for that matter, because I did take it on tour with me too a couple times, and I didn't have a flight case for it, just a regular Fender hard shell case, and really held up to the road very well. Anyway, there's the headstock. You see that? Like I said, lighting's still bad in my studio. I'm working on getting another light up here, light or two up here. But it's very cool. It's got the very, very cool black headstock with the gold Squier Fender logos on there. Says Stratocaster, not the Strat or Strat by Fender. The serial number, and maybe you guys can tell me what year it is E as in Edward 654001. And now, I don't know how exactly these serial numbers work, but it was probably built in 84? I don't know. I'm thinking 84. So I thought somewhere in the middle, the number told you what year it was built. And I picked it up in 86, so that would have made it 2 years old. Anyway, if you're wondering what all this is up here, just some stickers. I put my daughter's name on there. I'm her biggest fan, by the way. So it's got a maple neck with a truss rod line down there. Rosewood fingerboard, medium jumbo frets. I love the markers. The markers are, of course, the regular dot markers, and I tend to prefer the dot markers on guitars, and I don't know if you can see the guitars behind me, but most of them have dot markers on them. Even your Gibsons and that type of thing, I've always liked the ones that had the dot rather than the block inlay or the trapezoid inlay on them. So I guess I'm old, and that's the way I like it. But anyhow, the pickup configuration is, of course, the 112, just like the Pacifica review that I did earlier, or last week. You've got a tone knob, volume knob. These things are made out of metal, which is really very cool. And, of course, your pickup selectors. Now, this is interesting in itself, because the pickup selectors are 3 switches rather than the 5-position switch. Now, you can get these with a 5-position switch. By the way, these are made in Japan, which Scott Grove will tell you are some of the best Fender guitars ever made, and I tend to agree with them. But being that it doesn't have the 5-position switch and it's got the 3 toggles, it has been named the Super Strat, and for good reason. I'm going to show you why. Now, again, I'm running this guitar through an Orange Crush amplifier, through a DoD G7 effects processor. Right now, I just bypassed everything. Let me show you how these controls work. You've got the first switch right here for the first pickup. Right now it's, whoops, let's try that again. Here we go. Right now it's off. Everything in the off position. So when you push the switch down, it's now in the on position, and this is the neck pickup in the on position. So, I mean, that's like real good for country, blues, that type of thing. And right here, the middle switch is for the middle pickup. It's in the up position, which is off. Just like one of those Teisco Del Reys I got behind me. You turn that on, it's on. All right, so that's that. And now this last switch, it's pretty interesting. Right now in the middle position, it is off. Now this thing's kind of old. I mean, I did get it in 86, and I've never changed anything on this, so it can tend to be a little scratchy. So let me show you the up position first. That is the single coil position. Okay, now in the down position, if it'll cooperate with me, is the, there we go, is the double coil. And that's why they call it a Super Strat, because sometimes if you want to use this and the neck pickup, you can do that too. Weird, it's weird sounds, weird tones. Same thing here, you can use these two pickups. It's just very cool stuff. Now let me show you what this thing sounds like in overdrive with the double coil on. Now again, I'm running through this G7 DoD effects processor. I've got distortion on, I've got a noise gate on, and some echo delay effect, if you will. There's no modulation, no compression. And my switches wore out because I did a lot of Ace Frehley things like this. Here it doesn't work so well anymore. The thing screams. So if you run into one of these things, I'm going to say this with as much passion as I can muster, buy it. Because I am never, ever getting rid of this guitar. It's really great. Let me show you the back side of this thing. Well, first of all, the body, nice and curved. It's got that nice Fender contour right there and right here. It's very comfortable up against the body, especially if you have a big belly like me, which is shrunk these days. Did you notice? I lost a little weight here. Just a little. Trying to lose a little more. Maybe you can help me with that too. Anyway, so it's very comfortable to play. That's the neck pickup. And I love the way the neck plate is here too, because the neck plate usually just goes right up against the body, right? Not this one. Little piece of plastic right in there between the neck plate and the body. I don't know exactly the purpose of that. Maybe to keep the finish from cracking. It did a great job. Of course, it doesn't help buckle rash, as you can see right there. Got some whammy bar dings in this thing, but this is in the fire engine red color. But beautiful guitar. So have I missed anything? Oh, I didn't go over the tuners. Look at those tuners. Those are Fender tuners. Yeah, buddy. They say Fender right on them. Sealed tuners. They're not from the budget bin. Real nice stuff. So if you have a chance to pick one up, like I said, get one. It is the Squier by Fender Super Strat. Oh, there it goes again. Pick one up if you get a chance. Well, with another guitar review, this is Gregg Allen saying bye. See you next review.